I've been working with Dr. Labbe for about 5-6 weeks now. And I guess the most important thing, although I am feeling better in many ways, the most important thing is the anxiety. I have a major anxiety disorder. I've had it for most all of my life, but the last 10 years, it has been it's been hard to function. And so I've spent my time going from doctor to doctor, trying multiple prescriptions. And when I would go back and tell them how I felt, they would usually add on or just try something new. But I noticed that along with these different antidepressants, I started binge eating basically, or just nonstop eating. And I knew it had to do with my anxiety, but I went to several doctors about that too. And they just either didn't take it seriously or just told me it was breakthrough anxiety, add this. So then would come another pill with its own sets of challenges. So then after that, I found myself reading every book I could get my hands on regarding binge eating or eating problems. I had so much shame because I just thought I was doing whatever it was, I must be doing everything wrong, because what they were saying wasn't working, and it just didn't set off any alarms for them. So finally, and also I gained close to 60 pounds during that time because of my compulsive eating, because of my coping. I have a 90-year-old mother and a disabled son, and so in my own business. So the pressures of life, I seemingly couldn't handle them. So I ran across these wonderful books that Dr. Joni wrote, and they made me feel like I might have one last opportunity. Even though she was across the United States from me, I wanted to give it a try. I was so excited that she would talk to you no matter where you were. And it's giving me chills now, but by the time that I talked to her, I had to have ocean music playing in my office all day. I had a lump in my throat all day long. I had chest pain. I felt like I was going to jump through my skin. I can't even explain all the symptoms I had. But now that I've been on these supplements and then touched base with her again, she bumped them up a little bit the last time we were together. But within a week and a half of her bumping those up, I have no ocean music. I don't have to constantly read binge eating books. I don't do it anymore. I'm down to 2 meals a day with no snacks. I actually have hope.
What could be some causes of anxiety when you have Hashimoto's hypothyroidism? Suffering with anxiety can be like being held prisoner in a place where worry infuses every thought, your heart pounds, and the world just seems jarring and disorientating. Other times it can feel just like a general sense that the other shoe is going to drop at any moment, that you are in trouble, young lady, for no reason. Yet you're cognitive enough to know this just isn't true. Why am I stressing and overthinking small comments that somebody may have made about my kids, or losing sleep because I have to remember to pick up almond milk tomorrow? Though medications can relieve the symptoms, and there is certainly a place for medication in certain cases, chronic anxiety can have lesser known causes that, if managed, can relieve the symptoms. Although the cause of anxiety can sometimes be neurologically complex, other times it can be as simple as making some changes in your diet and lifestyle. I want to share with you 4 lesser known causes of anxiety. The first is unmanaged Hashimoto's hypothyroidism. The majority of cases of hypothyroidism in this country are autoimmune, meaning the immune system attacks and destroys the thyroid gland. And so when this happens, an autoimmune attack flares, damages the glands. The gland spills thyroid hormone into the bloodstream, which can amp up metabolism and cause symptoms of anxiety, insomnia, heart palpitations. In this case, proper management of the autoimmune thyroid condition can help subdue anxiety. And by the way, often just thyroid medication does not touch symptoms of Hashimoto's. We can test your TPO and TGB antibodies and find out if you have Hashimoto's and if your feelings of anxiety are associated with this condition. How? By testing and not guessing, not only autoimmune, but neurotransmitters. The second thing that we can test are your levels of GABA. Let's talk about GABA and what is that? GAD stands for glutamic acid decarbolase, what a mouthful, an enzyme that triggers production of the brain's primary calming chemical called GABA. Now, some people develop an autoimmune reaction to GAD, which means your immune system erroneously attacks and destroys it. As a result, you don't make enough GABA, which calms the brain and anxiety goes up. This also contributes to obsessive compulsive disorder, motion sickness, vertigo, and some other symptoms. GAD automatically is more common in people that have sensitivity to gluten, celiac disease, and Hashimoto's. This may play a role if you have Hashimoto's, and the strong link has been shown between Hashimoto's and gluten intolerance and anxiety. Third, gluten has other links to anxiety. It's hard to believe something as innocent as your morning bowl of cereal or a bowl of spaghetti could cause anxiety, but recent research shows that this is the case for many people. And gluten has been shown to trigger inflammation in the brain and autoimmune attacks against brain tissue, which can cause anxiety. Although a gluten-free diet is an important first step, many people find they need to eliminate other foods such as dairy, eggs, and other grains to dampen down the immune attack. An inflammatory autoimmune diet can help with this because people with Hashimoto's typically are intolerant to gluten, and this is another reason to avoid gluten. The fourth lesser known cause of anxiety is blood sugar. It's just amazing how many chronic health issues are around imbalanced sugar handling issues. So a diet high in carbs, even gluten-free carbs, diets, pastries, desserts, can surge the insulin, cause things to come crashing. And when this happens daily, multitude of neurological symptoms like anxiety, depression, irritability, and fatigue come into play. So a lower carb, higher protein, good fats keep energy more level. Blood sugar imbalances can also exacerbate Hashimoto's hypothyroidism and anxiety and compound these factors of anxiety. So these are just a handful of possible causes of anxiety typically overlooked in the standard healthcare model. Please reach out to me and let's have a chat about concerns that you have about maybe over response or reaction in anxiety that feels new to you or that just seems inappropriate to you, and strategies on how we can manage anxiety using natural means. I'll look forward to talking with you.